What's your name, son?
Kevin Burns, look what's going on.
Have you ever been in trouble with the police?
No, of course not.
Oh, well, get on home then. I don't want to see you hanging around here again.
What's wrong with hanging around here?
Look, there's been no offence, son. They're bad news.
Who?
Ex-cons, women offenders. You don't know, eh? Well, this is their halfway house. Their refuge.
Well, you don't mind if I call you Sharon, do you?
Please yourself.
Good. My name is Paul Reed. And
I know who you are and what you are.
Fine, then you'll know that my job is to help people like yourself.
You're going to help me, all right, Mr. Reed. You're a man of influence, aren't you?
Well, I'm not too sure.
And you're going to influence me right out of this bloody place.
I'm sorry, I don't quite follow you.
Come on, Mr. Reed. You've got my file there. And I'm sure you must be very familiar with my case. So let's talk about how you're going to get me off the hook.
Well, I'm afraid it's not quite that easy, Sharon.
Make it easy, Mr. Reed. Because if you don't, I'm going to make it damned hard on you and your son, Tony, when they put me in that witness box. And I don't think Tony will enjoy Pentridge any more than I enjoy this place, do you?
Excuse me, Miss Bennett.
What are you doing here, Colson?
I had a headache. I went to the surgery for an aspirin.
Get back where you belong.
I can't, Miss Bennett. The gate?
Well, go and wait there until I come and unlock it.
Interests? No, I think you'd better leave. Well, I don't think I'll need to see you until your attitude improves, Miss Gilmore.
Suit yourself.
Well, you made a very good first impression. Or have you two met before?
Never seen him in my life.
Really? The way he was so keen to see you, I thought you were old friends.
Yeah.
Hello. Been to see Paul Reed?
Get moving, Colson. Gilmore. Why did you want to see him?
Who?
Mr. Reed.
Oh, personal stuff. My parents notify, that sort of thing.
I would have thought you'd have done that already.
Why are you so interested?
That's my business.
Fine. You mind yours, and I'll mind mine.
Gilmore. I advise you to treat officers with more respect.
Why should I?
I'm sure B. Smith could give you a very good reason.
She's up herself, that Viv. Caroline, too, come to that. You know, I reckon there's something funny there.
How do you mean?
Well, the newspaper said that Viv killed her old man to collect the insurance money.
Yeah?
But, well, I don't know, it just seems funny. If they'd have wanted to stay out long enough to collect, well, you'd have think they'd have covered their tracks a bit better.
Ah, who cares? Been in here will shake him up a bit.
Yeah, I don't reckon they're used to mixing with us lower types.
Not like our little dope pusher friend Sharon.
Think you better watch your step with Sharon B.
How's that?
Looks like Vera's taken her under her wing.
Oh, no, wouldn't you know? Good old Vera Vulture.
Oh, really? I saw them in the corridor and Vera was getting very pally. Could be she's trying to set you up.
Vinegar set me up, that'll be the day.
She'll jump on you the second you touch Sharon.
My dear Rosalind, I have no intention of going anywhere near our little dope peddler.
Oh, really?
Really. If anything happens to Sharon, it shall not have anything to do with me. I have seen the light. I have turned the other cheek.
I'm serious, B.
Yeah, well, so am I, kid. I'm sick to death of doing a stretch in the pound every time I try and teach someone to toe the line. When Sharon gets what's coming to her, there's no way they're going to be able to pin it on me.
I have some typing to be done today, Sally. Quite a lot, I'm afraid.
Oh, it'll keep me out of trouble for a while.
I'll have a few moments now, if you like.
Pardon?
I believe you wanted to see me. Something to do with the library or some new project?
Oh, yes, I'm sorry. I've got my mind on other things at the moment.
Well, you can come in now.
Well, I can't right now. I have to go out. Something urgent's come up. I'll be back as quickly as I can.
Oh.
It's nice to see someone so keen on their work.
Hello, Debs.
Oh, hello, Kevin. How are you?
Oh, good. Real good. Look, Debbie, there's something I wanted to ask you.
Oh, well, you better make it quick, because Mr. Muir's been on my back all morning, and if he catches me talking to you again, he'll give me the sack.
Now, I've got a country run to do tomorrow. Deliver some stereos. You fancy coming?
How can I? I've got to work.
Take a sickie. Everyone else does.
Oh, I don't.
Go on. It's the great Australian institution, the sickie. Wasn't expected. They even budget for people taking a day off now and again.
Yeah, but I haven't been here that long, and Mr. Muir would just jump at the chance to give me the bullet.
No, there's nothing you could do. You don't need a doctor's certificate for one day. Just got to get someone to call in for you. Your mum. Hey, do you live at home?
No, my mum's dead.
Oh, well, there must be someone. Come on, a day in the country with a good-looking bloke.
Yeah, I like the country.
Great, OK, we'll say yes then.
Oh, all right then. But look, just get out of here before Muir comes in.
Right, well, I'll pick you up at home about 8 o'clock.
No.
Where I dropped you last night.
Oh, yeah. OK.
See ya.
Bye.
G'day, Dad. How came you home from work?
The truth out of you.
What about?
Did you lie to me about those drugs?
Of course not.
You had no idea that Sharon Gilmore was supplying the people in that house with marijuana.
No, I told you.
That's not what she says. She said that you bought the stuff and that it wasn't the first time.
I wondered when it had happened.
What?
When you take the word of a crim instead of your own son.
That is not the point. I stuck my neck out for you. Somebody has made an accusation and I have to get to the bottom of it.
Look, I told you. I didn't know anything about the deal, all right? If you want the truth, why don't you talk to Sharon? That's your job.
Yes, you're right. I'm sorry. She's a nasty piece of work. She's trying to blackmail me into helping her, but there's nothing I can do. We still mates?
Sure, Dad. Look, do you want a cup of coffee? It wouldn't take long to make one.
No, thanks, Ed. Better be getting back. Yeah, all right, what the hell? Well, how's the maths coming along?
Oh, fine. It's the English I have trouble with.
Yeah, well, you have to know your own language. Tony.
Yeah?
Could you come here a minute? How do you explain that? $200 drawn out of your account on the day that you were arrested. All right, we've established that you haven't been telling me the truth. Now let's determine the extent of your lying. Without getting excited or angry, let's just talk about it.
I lent the money to Bill. He said that Sharon was coming with a deal and well, nobody had any money.
But you didn't intend to use the stuff yourself?
Well, yeah, I suppose I did.
I take it wouldn't have been the first time?
No, I've smoked a bit. You know, friends' places and parties.
Is grass the only thing you've ever used?
Oh, hell yeah, I'm no junkie. Well, I took an acid trip once, but I freaked out and I didn't do it again. Grass is all right, though. It's like getting drunk.
Well, what do you intend doing about it?
What do you mean? You're not going to talk me to the cops, eh?
Look, I've already told you, Sharon Gilmore is trying to blackmail me into helping her. There's nothing I can do for her. Now, do you think she'll keep her mouth shut?
No, I guess not.
No, of course not. And by lying to me and to the police, you're only making matters worse for yourself. And you're putting me on the spot at the prison. It could look as if I'm using my influence to get you off.
What do you reckon I should do, Dad?
The only thing you can do. Go to the police and make a clean breast of it. I'll come with you if you like. With luck and a sympathetic magistrate, you may get off on a bond.
I can't. It'd ruin everything.
What?
You know that interview I told you about with BHP? Well, it went well, Dad. They said I had better school results than most of the others. If I get mixed up in this mess, they won't look at me twice.
Well, it's your decision. But whichever way you look at it, it's your future.
Morning, Sally. Keeping you busy, I see?
Morning, Mr. Fletcher.
Can you spare a minute?
Yeah, sure. What is it?
Paul Reed. I've got a feeling there's something going on between him and Sharon Gilmore.
What sort of thing?
I don't know. He was very interested to speak to her when she first came in, but she wouldn't see him.
So?
So she went to see him this morning, and they were shouting at each other.
What about?
I don't know. I don't listen to keyholes, but I think that they should both be watched in the interest of prison security.
Look, Vera, I don't like the man any more than you do. But you've got to admit he does his job well.
Even if he breaks the rules.
He doesn't think he's breaking them. He thinks he's only bending them. And unless there's a breach of security,
Don't you consider
then
Sharon Gilmore a security risk?
I'd need more proof than what you've given me.
I'll get it. Don't you worry.
Vera, with you on the job, how could I possibly worry?
Mum, you can't keep on like this. You've given in.
I'll be all right, darling. Oh, this horrible place.
Hi, that's lunch bill for what it's worth. Thank you, I know.
Is she all right?
Oh, she's just wonderful, thanks.
Just asking. You better hurry up. Screws don't like it'd be late.
Come on, Mum, we've got to go to the dining room. Feel like some lunch?
I'm not hungry.
You've got to eat.
I'm not hungry.
I'll bring something back for you, eh?
Grub's up.
Great. I can hardly hold myself back.
Not exactly home cooking, is it?
It's food, I suppose.
Oh, at least you'll have more of an appetite here than in the dining room with Bea staring daggers at you.
She doesn't hassle me. Screws are paid to deal with her type.
Yeah. I heard Vera's keeping a special eye on you. What you got on her?
What are you talking about?
Well, normally Vera wouldn't give a bugger. She'd just stand back and let Bea get on with it. Sweep up the pieces afterwards. I know. She did it to me. Till I started to give her what she wanted, of course.
Like what?
Oh, word here, word there. Know what I mean?
You mean...
lagging, if you like. Yeah, you got to look after number one in this place. Watch her, though. Because once she's got what she's wanted, drops you like a hot scone.
Thanks for the warning.
Got any ideas on cleaning to do this week?
Margot, Lil and Bev. Why?
Oh, just wondered, that's all. That's the way it was, eh?
I beg your pardon?
Well, like I said in the papers, you bumped off your old man to collect the insurance money.
Well, if that's what it said, then it must be true.
Oh, now, you can't believe all you read in the papers, you know. There's always another side.
Excuse me.
Friendly type, isn't she?
Where do you think you're going with that?
Back to my cell.
You're not allowed to take food from the dining room.
It's not for me, it's for my mother.
If she's hungry, she can come and eat like the rest of you.
Please?
I won't repeat myself.
What's the problem?
Simpson's trying to bend the regulations.
I'll take care of this. What's the trouble?
I just want to take a couple of slices of bread to my mother. She won't eat.
Well, she on a hunger strike or something?
No, she just says she's not hungry, but she hasn't had a decent meal for days.
No, I'd better take a look at her then. Come with me. Leave the bread here.
Well, come on, you lot. The bell's gone. On your feet. You've got work to do.
There's a couple of pieces of bread. You'd think I'd been caught digging a damn tunnel.
Simpson, I'll say this once and once only. This is a penal institution, not a mother's club. The rules here are for the safety of the inmates as well as security, and while you're here, you'll obey them like everybody else.
All I was doing...
I know what you were doing. From now on, if you want something, you'll make a request. Okay? All right, now let's have a look at your mother. Mrs. Williams. Mrs. Williams, come on. This isn't getting you anywhere. Come down to the dining room and I'll arrange some food for you. Mrs. Williams, come on, stop this nonsense.
Oh, that's good. That's really going to help.
How long's she been like this?
She's been like this since we were arrested.
Why didn't you say something before?
Say something? You'd have to be joking. When we arrived, I asked, I begged for a doctor to see her. Now, I don't know, Mr. Fletcher. Maybe I didn't make the request in the correct manner. And if I didn't, I'm sorry. But my mother is
All right. All right, you stay with her. I'll arrange for a doctor to see her. Don't worry. She'll be all right.
Miss Bennett.
What is it?
I've been thinking about Mr. Reed. You know, I think I might have seen him before.
Oh?
Yes. Of course, if I told you, I'd expect something in return.
I don't make deals.
It's not a deal, exactly. It's your job to protect prisoners from each other, isn't it?
You want me to keep B. Smith off your back? Well, I might. Tell me.
I saw Mr. Reed at the police station with his son, Tony. Tony and me got picked up in the same bus. The cops are trying to pin me for trafficking, but it's not true. I just happened to visit at the wrong time. But Tony was in it up to his neck. He was the one who brought the stuff. Makes me wonder how he got off. Still, I suppose if your dad knows someone in the right place, you'd get away with it easy. Don't you think?
I find that hard to believe.
I can't see why my informant would lie about it. I'm quite sure she was selling the drugs. And to admit that she knew Tony was buying would only go against her.
Who is your informant?
I would prefer not to say. It might jeopardize my liaison with her.
No prizes for guessing it was Sharon Gilmore.
No doubt you can verify the story.
Well, I can't find out from the magistrate's court. The only way would be to go through the department, and they'd want a very good reason to investigate.
Well, surely a suspect social worker is good enough reason.
I wouldn't implicate Mr. Reed on such flimsy testimony. I shall speak to him first.
I'm sure you'll find he's not there. He hasn't been in all day.
Well, I saw him leave this morning. Hasn't he returned yet?
No one's seen him.
That is strange.
You're home early. Didn't get the sack, did you?
Nah, told him I was sick. I went to get my hair done. Do you like it?
Looks real good. What's a big occasion? You going out with that young fella again?
Yeah, he wants me to take a sickie and go to the country with him tomorrow. That's why I said I was sick today, make it look good, you know?
Good on you.
Gee, what's happened to this place? I haven't seen it this clean since Karen left.
Oh, I got fed up with hanging around and doing nothing, so I thought I'd clean the joint up. But never mind that. Tell us about that Kev.
Oh, it's nothing special, really. He's just taken a load out to the hills and he wants me to go along for the ride. Be nice to go out in the country again.
Yeah, half your luck.
Lizzie, can you do me a favour?
Of course. What is it?
Well, could you phone in work tomorrow and tell him I'm sick? Say you're my auntie.
Phone? Oh, God, it's a long time since I've used one of those. No worries, love. It's as good as done.
Oh, thanks, Lizzie. But just remember, they think my name's Debbie.
Yeah, Debbie Ray. I'll remember.
Oh, Miss Bennett, would you mind watching the phone while I take these to Mrs. Davidson?
All right, but don't be long.
Vera, have you seen Paul Reed? He's supposed to have a parole report on Myers and D Block.
You'll have to wait in line. Mrs. Davidson wants to see him first.
Oh, really?
She wants to see him about Sharon Gilmore.
Oh, yes.
Ah, nice of you to drop in, Mr. Reed. Mrs. Davidson wants to see you immediately.
Yes, of course.
And, Paul, that report on Myers as soon as you're ready.
Yes, I'll get it to you.
Ah, Doctor.
Hello, Mr. Fletcher. Trouble?
Yes, one of the women's refusing to eat.
How long has that been going on?
4 days.
I'm surprised that it doesn't happen more often. The surroundings are pretty austere, aren't they?
Oh, yeah, I suppose so. If you'd like to sign in, Doctor, I'll take you to see her.
Mum, there's a doctor here to see you.
Hello, Mrs. Williams. What's up, eh? Now, do you think you could hold this under your tongue for me?
Do you think she's faking it, Doctor?
I can't be sure yet. Has she complained of any pain? And it's 4 days since she ate properly?
Except for a few mouthfuls and cups of tea.
Why aren't you eating, Mrs. Williams?
Not hungry.
I see. Well, I'm going to prescribe you some tranquilizers to settle your nerves and a bottle of tonic to stimulate your appetite. Now, you'll just have to give me a few minutes here.
Yes, certainly, Doctor. You can stay with her if you like.
Come in.
Oh, sorry I wasn't here earlier. My business took longer than expected.
Sit down, please, Mr. Reed.
Thank you. No, about this radio station.
That's not what I wanted to see you about.
Oh.
I do try to make it a rule not to pry into the personal lives of my staff. But when the integrity of the prison authority is concerned, I have to make inquiries.
Yes, of course.
From information I have received, it would appear that you have not only withheld information from the police, but you have used your influence to have your son released from a very serious charge.
Sharon Gilmore didn't waste any time, did she?
It was, in fact, a member of staff who brought it to my notice.
Oh, I see. Well, I'm sorry if you've had your time wasted on this.
I do regard this allegation in a very serious light.
Yes, of course you do, and so do I. I knew nothing about this matter until I heard Sharon Gilmore's story. I chose to believe my son wouldn't lie to me. A mistake, as I now know. I went and saw my son. He realized his mistake, and he went to the police and made a clean breast of it.
I see.
I realize how suspicious it must have looked, and one could hardly blame Vera for jumping to conclusions.
I didn't mention Vera.
I've got a fair idea of whose toes I stand on around here.
Well, if this story gets around, as it is bound to, I would rather it wasn't the distorted version. I shall speak to her about it.
Well, she's down in reception now. Would you like me to send her in?
Yes, if you would. And Mr. Reed, I am sorry about your son.
Strange, isn't it? You spend your time working with young people who get involved in drugs. You can't even see it when it starts happening to your own son.
Oh, am I glad that day's over.
I imagine Paul Reed would be wishing the same at the moment.
Why? What's happened?
His son was arrested for buying drugs from Sharon Gilmore. But our efficient Mr. Reed managed to whitewash the whole thing. Mrs. Davidson's speaking to him now.
Oh, that's terrible.
Well, there's always one rotten apple.
Oh, I tried to warn him. I've made the same mistakes.
I just hope the department sends someone more suited for the job next time.
Hello, Meg. Vera, Mrs. Davidson would like to see you in her office. Straight away, please.
I trust your interview with her was satisfactory?
Yes, it was. And she accepted my explanation of what happened, as did the police at Russell Street this afternoon.
Paul, Vera told me about your son.
Oh, I would have been very surprised if she hadn't.
I am sorry.
Thanks, Meg. You know, you were right. They do need more communication than we give them. Tony and I sat down and had a long chat today, thrashed out a lot of things. Hopefully, everything's going to be okay.
Well, what about the police?
Oh, well, he has given them added evidence against Sharon Gilmore. And the fact that he went there voluntarily should get him a sympathetic hearing. I'll be there with him, of course, but this time he's virtually on his own.
main poisoning.
What?
What you got? What's making you crook?
Oh, heck, Lizzie, they're never going to believe that. Why don't you just tell them I've got a wog? And where did you get that bloody book anyway?
From the trash and treasure market for 25 cents. Isn't it a beauty?
What did you waste your money on that for?
'Tisn't a waste. Every home should have one. They had one in the prison. What about pleurisy? Oh, that'd make you a real crook. You could have 2 sickies for that. Then you and me could go out on the town together.
Oh, have a heart, Lizzie. I want to keep the job. Now, what is it that you're supposed to say?
I got to ask for personal.
It's personnel.
Personnel. I got to tell them I'm your auntie and that you won't be in because you're crook.
And what's my name?
Debbie Ray. This is better than baiting the screws, isn't it?
Do I look all right?
Oh, real beaut. You're a bit keen on this, Kev, aren't you?
Yeah.
Well, why don't you tell him all about yourself? It won't make a scrap of difference to him if he's fair dinkum.
Oh, no. I've got to be sure. Oh, it's nearly 8 o'clock. I better get going.
Have a good time, love.
I will. Bye.
Bye.
G'day, Debbie. Hop in. You all set?
Yeah. Did you go into the warehouse today?
Yeah, of course. I had to pick up my load, didn't I? Hey, and you should have seen old Mr. Muir. He was livid. He had to do all the labelling himself today, and he hates it.
I hope it'll be all right.
Oh, yeah, of course it will. I mean, they're not going to give you the big A for one sickie. Did you organise someone to phone in for you, though?
Yeah, my auntie.
Right, we're all set. Let's go.
And I spoke to the governor this morning about having you transferred to another wing, and she's approved.
Oh, thanks, Mr. Reed. It really is impossible to get any work done in my cell. June never stops talking.
Oh, you won't be on your own. There's Jean Hallam and Margaret Wendon. They're from Block C, but they're studying too, so I don't think they'll disturb you.
Great. Any chance of getting those books I need?
Well, I've spoken to the authorities about having the library here renovated. I think we can expect a coat of paint and a few extra books.
When?
I'm pushing for as soon as possible.
Well, thanks for everything.
Oh, you keep your thanks. All I want from you is a piece of paper that tells me you've passed your
Oh,
examinations.
you'll get it. I promise.
I'd better. Okay, have you got a list of the books you need?
Anyone there?
What do you want?
Salute.
Well, what?
Aren't you going to take me there?
Want someone to hold your hand?
We've got an arrangement.
We had an arrangement. Your information was useless.
Should have guessed you'd be part of the cover-up.
That's the point. There is no cover-up. Paul Reed took his son to the police yesterday and made him tell everything. You've got nothing on him now.
Maynard Electronics.
Hello?
Hello.
Hello. Could I have the personnel department, please?
Maynard Electronics, can I help you?
Hello. Can you hear me?
Hello.
Hello. What mungle contraption? Hello. Bloody thing's not working. Done all me dough, too.
Oh, don't worry, dear. There's one in the pub. We'll have to use that.
Oh, what a nuisance. What pub?
One on the corner, in the lounge bar.
Oh, Thanks.
Right. Well, that's that then.
Is that all you've got to deliver?
Yeah, why?
Oh, well, it's still early, and you'll get back to town just after lunch.
No. The country run takes all day. You ask any of the drivers. We won't get back till about 4 o'clock.
So we've got the rest of the day to ourselves.
Yeah, so let's find a pub and have some lunch.
Oh, great. Geez, I hope Lizzie, Aunt Lizzie, phoned in for me.
Yeah, she would have. Don't worry about it.
Of course, when I was a girl, things was different. Women didn't go into pubs, at least without a fella.
Sounds like a good idea.
It wasn't considered nice, you see. Ladies didn't drink. Oh, lucky I'm not a lady. Hey, give us another one, mate. It's all this women's lip, you know. Burn the bra and all that. Silly idea. You only have to go out and buy another one. Are you going to be much longer, love? I'm waiting to use that. Some women never stop talking, you know.
Ain't that the truth?
Ah, so they're moving you out, eh?
Yep.
Well, I told you that'd happen if you didn't pay the rent. Won't be seeing much of you now. Oh, I was just getting used to your ugly face, too.
I'll be around.
Who are you sharing with?
Jean and Margaret.
Oh, nice kids.
Hey, you better keep your nose clean, too, now. I'm not going to be around to keep an eye on you.
Cheeky beggar. Oh, don't worry. I'm sticking to the straight and narrow path from now on.
What are you doing here, Bea? You're supposed to be working.
Oh, I just dropped in to say goodbye to Ros, Mr. Jackson.
She's not going to the end of the world.
Might as well be. See you later, kid.
Ready? Come on, get moving, Bea.
Yeah, sure.
G'day, Bea. What are you doing in this neck of the woods?
I come to have a word with you. There's a little job I want you to do for me.
So my brother said to my father that he wanted a job that would take him to the top as fast as possible.
And what did your dad say?
Oh, there's not much call for lift attendants these days. Enjoying yourself?
Yeah.
Good. I'm glad. I'm glad because I like you. I like you a lot. How old are you?
Why?
Right, just wondered.
It's not nice to ask a lady her age.
Well, I'm 20 next month.
I'm 23.
Does that worry you, that you're older than me?
Of course not. Why should it?
Well, it doesn't worry me either. In fact, I like you so much that I don't think anything I knew about you would worry me at all.
What do you mean by that?
Oh, it's none of my business.
No. Tell me what.
Well, I know that you gave a false name to personnel, and I know that you're living in a home for ex-cons.
You've been checking up on me.
No, it's not like that. I wanted to know more about you. I like you. I mean, you never tell me anything about yourself.
I suppose you know my name's not Debbie.
No, I didn't, but I guessed.
Well, my name's Doreen. Doreen Anderson. And I got out of Wentworth Jail about 3 months ago. And I lied about my name and address so that I could get work, because nobody wants to give an ex-con a job. And I've been in and out of jail ever since I was a kid. You happy now, or do you want to know more?
Look, I'm sorry, Doreen, but I want you to know it doesn't make any difference to me, okay? I'm just glad you told me.
Yeah, well, thanks for today, anyway.
Well, there'll be plenty of other days.
You mean it?
I'm not going to give you up as easy as that, you know. I mean, it took me long enough to get you to go out with me in the first place.
Oh, that's real good.
Yeah.
All yours, dear.
Bloody time, too. It's been over an hour.
This is a telecom recording. The number you have dialed is no longer connected. Please check the current metropolitan directory.
There isn't here, but I can't
This
see
is a
it.
telecom recording.
Yeah, I heard ya.
Is no longer connected. Please check the current
I
metropolitan
told you it's not. Oh,
This is a telecom recording. Good afternoon, Maynard Electronics. Can I help you?
give me the personal department.
Well, I'm sorry. Who did you wish to speak to?
Oh, I don't know, secretary or somebody.
Who?
Personal.
Well, I'm sorry. Personal calls aren't allowed. Can I take a message?
Doreen's sick. She can't come in.
Who?
Doreen Anderson.
There's no one here by that name.
She's my niece. I'm her auntie. She's sick.
Well, thank you. Yes, I'll pass the message on.
She's got pleurisy, she has. Hey, you! What you got to eat?
Have you not finished the second floor already?
Yes.
Hi. Hi. Lunchtime already? Yep. Some time fly when you're having fun. Thanks for the warning about Vera. Found out what you meant.
She dropped you already, has she?
Yeah. I got the impression she'd throw me into B cell and knock the door, given half the chance.
Yeah, she's like that. Oh, should be pretty safe from B. She can't get through the gates on her own, and she'd need a pretty good excuse to get into this section.
Suppose so. Still, it gets a bit lonely in here.
Oh, you're only on remand. You mightn't be here long.
That's what I'm hoping.
Righto, let's go.
She seems all right, except for her hair.
Oh my God, Chrissy!
Dr. Herbert, please. Wentworth Detention Centre.
Herbert here?
Doctor, Jim Fletcher, Wentworth.
Ah, yes, Jim. Mrs. Williams taken a turn for the worse, has she?
No, it's another case, I'm afraid. A pregnant woman got knocked over in a scuffle, and, well, she's in a fair bit of pain.
How advanced is her pregnancy?
Oh, I don't know, 5, 6 months, maybe?
Right, I'd better see her. Make sure she rests until I get there, will you?
Yes, how long will you be?
Well, I have got one more patient I should see. Then I'll come straight out. Should be within the hour.
Fine, thanks very much, Doctor.
Nice do, Chrissy. The doctor will be here soon.
Oh, I don't need a doctor. I don't know what all the fuss is about. I only knocked me back when I fell.
Well, you can't be too careful in your condition.
I've had worse than this in me time.
Yes, but not when you've been pregnant.
She's all right. I'm taking real good care of her.
Even so, I think...
It's probably just a cracked rib or something.
And that's several pains you've had at regular intervals. You could be coming into labour.
Oh, come off it. I'm not due for weeks yet. I can't be.
Right, there we are, madam. The Burns door-to-door delivery service.
Oh, thanks, Kevin. It was a really good day. I really loved it.
Well, how about a good night then? Let's try tonight.
I'd like to, I really would, but Lizzie, that's the friend I told you about, well, she gets real lonely, you see, and I don't think it'd be fair on her, if you know what I mean.
Yeah. OK, well, you're the boss. I'll see you at work then.
Yeah. And thanks for understanding.
Bye, Dal.
Lizzie! That's me.
He knows all about me, and do you know what?
Oh, g'day, Dor.
You were right. It doesn't make any difference to him.
Who?
Kevin.
Oh, that's nice.
Oh, we had a lovely day. We had lunch in a beer garden. It was beaut food and... Oh, did your phone work for me?
Yeah, I spoke to the personal secretary.
Oh, was it all right?
Of course.
Oh, good. Oh, gee, he's a nice bloke, Lizzie. You'd really like him. He's real good at electronics. He's building his own stereo at the moment. He could have been an electronical engineer. He's that brainy. But he reckons he got fed up with school. Perhaps we could ask him to fix the TV and its wavy lines, do you think? Oh, Lizzie.
Bit early to be stopping work, isn't it, Smith?
Oh, well, you know how it is, Vera. Bit hard to get back to it after those 3-hour business lunches.
If you're going to see Margot, I can save you the trouble. She's in the pound.
Now, what would I want to see her for?
Oh. Haven't you heard about the little hairdressing lesson she gave Sharon?
I wouldn't be interested if I had.
Of course not. It's a pity you can't get your goons to follow their orders properly, though. People can get hurt.
I don't give a bugger what happens to Sharon.
I wasn't talking about Sharon. It seems Chrissy Latham was knocked around a bit. Be a shame if she lost the baby, wouldn't it?
Now, are you sure you're only 29 weeks?
Nearly 30. Well, everything's going to be all right, ain't it, Doc?
I certainly hope so, my dear.
I'm not in labour then.
You certainly are. I'm going to give you an injection to try and slow the contractions. And then we'll whisk you off to hospital and put you on a drip that we hope will stop them altogether.
I'll arrange for an ambulance.
Good.
Yeah, but what if it don't stop?
Then your baby will be born prematurely.
Well, will she be all right?
I'd be happier if you were 5 or 6 weeks further advanced. But I think she has a very good chance with the modern techniques that we have now. We couldn't have said that 10 years ago. Hello. Labour ward?
Elizabeth?
Oh, hello, sister.
Oh, don't come yet, darling.
I'm sending in a
You're too little. You won't make it. Oh, stay there, please. You're all I've got. Oh, God. Oh, please don't let my baby die.
He used to give me roses. I wish he could again. But that was on the outside, and things were different then. On the inside, the sun still shines, and the rain falls down. But the sun and rain are prisoners too, till I had to face the nightmare.